What is an offer in compromise? So an offer in compromise is sort of what it sounds like. You make an offer, you offer the government a sum of money in order to compromise a past tax liability. In making an offer in compromise, you say, I understand that I owe $100,000. I'll give you $5,000. The government takes your offer and they say, do we want to accept this or not? And I know what you're thinking, $5,000 on $100,000? There's no way the government would take that. Well, actually, you'd be wrong. I mean, we've gotten offers in compromise accepted on multi-million-dollar liabilities for like $5,000. The size of the liability doesn't matter in the offer in compromise context. It's more about the factual situations involved here. So what the government asks for in exchange for forgiving the taxpayer is they're asking for the taxpayer to be compliant, meaning filing and paying over a period of time, usually 5 years. So there's an agreement that's being put into place. And the reason the government's willing to forgive past tax liabilities is because from a policy perspective, it's much more valuable to get taxpayers back in the fold. You want people back in compliance. You want them paying in and paying forward. Because if you got a guy who owes $100,000, he doesn't have a lot of incentive to come back in the system. He's just going to keep owing liability. So to the government, it's much more valuable to stop the bleeding and to get somebody compliant going forward. Now with that said, the offer and compromise process has a lot of variables to it. So I really encourage you to consult an attorney or somebody who's knowledgeable in how financial analysis works, because there's a very high percentage of offer and compromises that get rejected. But the good news is, if you structure them correctly, you can basically get them through.